This is Maya. Do you see her? Yes. Maya is, I filmed Maya's birth at the invitation of her parents. They're taking part in preparing a program for maternal support workers, a 600-hour program. I want you to imagine Maya and another little baby named Mike, we'll call him, born on the same day, same hospital, and both perfectly healthy. The thing is that the moment they cross the threshold to go home, their odds that they face in their life change dramatically. Maya has 4 times the expected infant mortality rate of Mike. She's 3 times more likely to be raised by a lone parent and 13 times more likely to be raised in foster care. Her odds of being violently abused are about 80%. She's 16 times more likely than Mike to live in overcrowded housing, and her home will likely need major repair. Statistically, Maya is more likely to go to jail than to complete high school. The most likely reason she'll drop out of high school is because, like her own mom, she will be a teen mom. She's more than twice as likely as Mike to be a single parent, and more than twice as likely to be unemployed. If she is employed, her annual median income will be less than minimum wage. And the study indicates that even if she is employed, it's likely that she will earn 20% less than any other Canadian in the same job with the same experience. Unless she gets a university degree, and then she's going to out-earn us all. But Maya's 6 times more likely than Mike to commit suicide before she's 30 years old. The reason is that Maya is one of the 38,000 females in Ontario who goes home to a First Nation reserve community. And Maya has to travel to get to high school. So Maya's mom and dad and many others are working to improve and make a better bridge between education and employment. We want to make a safer path for Maya's journey in life. The Sioux Lookout Area Aboriginal Management Board, Confederation College, and the Menayawan Hospital got together and called a meeting. Sioux Lookout Area Aboriginal Management Board, it's known as SLAM, they had an idea and recognized that there was an opportunity to train women in First Nation communities to provide maternal support. Confederation College came to the table prepared to adjudicate the curriculum and provide faculty who would deliver the education, and at the same time additionally ensure that those students who took the maternal support worker program, if they could demonstrate competency in grade 12 equivalency, they could attain their high school certification. And Menayawan Hospital also offered to allow practicums in the hospital, a 6-week practicum out of a 24-week program. The hospital is making the full resources available to students in this program. And elders have been involved at every stage of the curriculum. Elders from the 24 First Nation communities that are a part of the Sioux Lookout governing area, the chiefs as well and council, have all come together to share their stories and their insights, not only about First Nations heritage, but First Nations wisdom today about best practices in maternity, childbirth, and infant care. Now, there are 240 odd videos in this program, many hours with elders speaking in Oji Cree, but there are English subtitles for the rest of us. So what this all means to a learner is that she can get her grade 12 equivalency and study math and biology, chemistry, social studies, history, communications, language arts, all embedded in the context of conception and family planning, maternity, pregnancy, childbirth, infant care, home and life management skills, and within a context of cultural wisdom and First Nation values. So you remember that Maya and her mom are 2 times less likely than any other teen in the OECD countries to complete high school. That's a lot different than Mike, who as an Ontario teen is one of the most likely in the world to complete high school. The daunting barrier that separates Maya and Mike is this journey that First Nations students have to make to get their high school by traveling by plane and living in foster care. In fact, Aboriginal children are only about 4% of our population, but they're 50% of the children in foster care. Now imagine if you're a mom with a baby. It's pretty hard to get foster care, and it's even harder to get an apartment. A lot of doors are slammed in their faces. So Maya's mom and dad are part of this story that's building this new curriculum, learning traditional practices, stories of their elders, current cultural wisdom, learning about family, pregnancy, stages of pregnancy, nutrition, home safeguarding, addiction recovery, strategies for conflict resolution, information technology, educational technology, hospital technology, hospital routines, and healthcare careers. The program is about 600 hours of learner time. It includes asynchronous learning, online learning, also learning that is resident in service in their communities, web conferencing, telephone conferencing, and as I said, the practicum. We've brought together a lot of different educational technologies in this program. So the Ontario Ministry of Training Colleges and Universities recently awarded us some funding to beta roll out this project because we're solving some tricky problems in educational technology since we're delivering into communities that have low bandwidth, no bandwidth, or interrupted bandwidth. The money is coming from the Ontario Productivity and Innovation Fund. One of the solutions that we invented is a technology called EdTags. EdTags are kind of barcode labels or signs, and they call learning media from the website or from a local server. You can see a little bit of it here. Signs are placed on equipment and tools at places in the hospital where processes are happening. The learner can come up and scan it with her tablet, and it knows who she is, where she is, when she is, both by the calendar date, but also where she is in her progress of her learning. And she's able to use the tablet technology to respond back to the activity or the learning object with a video, a photograph, a voice message, or with text. Her teacher's then able to assess her in a whole kinetic and context-based system of learning. So I'm one of many people who are working together to try to build a better bridge for education and employment for Maya and Maya's mother and Maya's daughter someday, so that the odds and the barriers that Maya faces are more equal with everyone else born in Ontario. We want, no matter where your home is, that you have an equal chance to climb up the tree of life. We need more people. I'm looking at you. We need more people to work towards these goals of better access to education and employment for all girls in Ontario, including girls who are teen moms and the daughters of teen moms, girls who are First Nation, all children living on reserve. We're talking in Ontario about how we have maybe about 75,000 people who live on First Nations reserves. And we have 1.6 about million people, Aboriginal people in Canada. So I've spent time in my work with a young mom. She was nursing her baby. She was sitting on a shared bed in an overcrowded house. And she's trying to do her math homework while she's nursing the baby. You can imagine, that kid just leaves me in awe. And so do so many of these young mothers. I've sat in a cold portable with a couple of teens huddled around a speakerphone, and a teacher many kilometers away is trying to help them with their homework. And she's working through the kind of questions we all know, like Johnny had a paperwork. He got $14.97 from this person and $7.33 from that person. Now, how much money does Johnny have? And you know those kinds of questions. And you know that those kids wonder, what's a paper route? And why do I care? Why will this help me? We can do more to match these young people's efforts to get their education done and get work. We can do more to make the curriculum meaningful and accessible in their home community. We can do more to understand the context of these women's lives and to embed the context of what they need to learn in what we're trying to teach them. We can do more to help Maya's mom, and we can change the story for Maya while we're at it. So the Sioux Lookout Area Aboriginal Management Board, Menayawan Hospital, the elders and chiefs of the community, Confederation College, and my companies, Workbay.net and Indigenous.net, we're hoping with this education that embeds high school equivalency in curriculum about healthy maternity, childbirth, infant care, and all that involves, we're hoping that this will be useful to babies who are born today, whose homes are in Ontario First Nation communities. We're using every possible invention of educational technology, and we're combining that with the wisdom of the elders and with this extraordinary table of professionals in healthcare, in education, employment, and training. And weaving that all together, we hope to build this bridge.